what I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him, she would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's not.
And now she's not even invited.
Correct. So this is so their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited meaning
she's not even there.
Yeah, she's not there. One of the names.
Wait, you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean,
not the funeral.
The heir to the TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean,
I'm genuinely starting to think that Candace is a diagnosed schizophrenic psychopath. Like, I don't actually have another way to get around this, because the way she blatantly lies with just so much confidence, besides the fact that it's appalling, it's disgusting, it's actually a little humiliating. Like, do you not think we can, I don't know, think for ourselves? And apparently, clearly, she does not, because we're Zionists, and evil Zionists only manage to control the world without thinking. So, anyways, I don't know what she's getting at with this kind of tweet, but let's read it, and let's have some fun debunking her, because once again, we're going to prove Candace to be the absolute manipulative hoe that she is. Okay, Candace Owens at 1:21 on 1809. That is today, with 2.2 million views. It's crazy how I never once said that Israel murdered Charlie Kirk, but the Zionists are all repeating this without a shred of evidence. Remember, if they aren't lying, they aren't breathing. Okay, Candace, you come for me, I'm coming for you, girl. I got you. I got your back. You want the evidence? We're going to give you the evidence. But first, I want to talk about this kind of thing that she does. She goes on for 3 episodes with tens of millions of views at this point, going on and on and on and on, insinuating Jews, Zionists, control, manipulation. She's actually said some things like outright, purely outright. It's, okay. Tucker Carlson just exposed everything Charlie was going through with Jewish donors and what his true feelings were towards Bibi Netanyahu. Watch to comprehend how sinister the lies are the Zionist crowd is trying to tell me right now. Messages exist. Stop lying. Okay, sorry guys, you murdered my friends. You unlocked the Inigo Montoya in me. We're not stopping until we get to the bottom of this thing. Who's the you? The next tweet. All Bibi Netanyahu had to do was not lie in Charlie's name in the aftermath and we wouldn't be here, but he was never able to meet the challenge. Awesome Jew was also at the Hampton Summit. She does tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet against the Jews against Israel, against the Jews against Israel. And she's like, you guys murdered my friends. You guys murdered my friend. Now, the simplest question, the one thing that I want to know is, was Candace and Charlie actually friends at the end? You see, it seems to me that there is overwhelming evidence to the contrary, but more importantly, that this would be the easiest thing for Candace to refute and share. Like, the most simple thing. I don't know about you, but I hang out with my husband. I have a lot of evidence. I have text messages. I have videos from the last 3 years. I have a huge amount of evidence from my husband, my best friend, my mom, my co-workers, everybody that I interact with on a day-to-day basis who I would be speaking out on behalf if anything like this happened to. I have evidence. And yet Candace manages to get online, spew huge amounts of hatred constantly, and never provides actual evidence of her friendship. How she knows all of this stuff. And I want to repeat this time and time again. I think that the Jewish people are way too afraid of the fact that they might have to deal with it, that maybe Charlie turned. Maybe Charlie was turning. Okay, I literally don't care. I think the jump from Charlie turning on Israel, or maybe having doubts about what's going on in Israel, to Israel assassinating them are insane. I personally think a much, much, much more, concrete conspiracy theory would potentially be that the French tried to kill Charlie to get to Candace Owens because of everything going on with Brigitte. They knew that she would change her tune, so therefore Macron is behind this. That, to me, sounds a little bit more viable, a little bit more realistic. And as far-fetched as that sounds, that's just how far-fetched the whole Israel thing. I mean, you even have Nick Fuentes, the biggest anti-Semite in the world, for God's sake, saying this is far-fetched. Candace can't connect the dots, but what she's managing to do is do a very good inquiry into what actually happened, how he was killed, insinuate that she is the best friend, the closest friend, only her and Erica. Only Erica can get her to stop talking. Only Erica and her husband could potentially get her to stop talking, even though I don't think that's correct. I think if Erica called her, she wouldn't stop talking because she's gaining way too much out of this, not just financially, but the publicity. She's dying for it. She's a narcissistic psychopath. She can't help it. She needs the attention, and this is just it. The Brigitte thing, by the way, has disappeared very conveniently for her when she was starting to get into hot water. But that's not the point. We're not going to talk about Brigitte right now. She's constantly asking for receipts, and yet she has not proven any sort of receipts of the sorts. Again, I don't care if Charlie was turning on Israel. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I think we're way too afraid of dealing with that. But the fact that he was, let's say he did a 180, and I'm writing an article about that right now. He did an entire 180, and he was now the biggest anti-Semite in the world. First of all, he wasn't public about it, so how dare we make it ours to discuss? But more importantly, that just doesn't mean Israel killed him. Nothing to do with it. And now the fact that she's choosing this platform to use a very, very interesting inquiry into what happened to him, which would be wonderful in of itself, to constantly bring the Israel, the Bibi thing, to constantly attack, to constantly Zionist, you guys did this. This is no longer about left and right. This is about the Jews controlling us. What are you saying? You're insinuating, literally insinuating and saying things. You guys killed my friends. You guys being, yeah, I'm sure she was talking to the lefties. That's exactly what she meant. She's insinuating this non-stop and pretending that she didn't. And this is how she manipulates everybody left, right, and center. But once again, I digress. I return to the same question that I have continuously. Show me the freaking receipts that you are the person to be speaking on behalf of Charlie. You have made this entire thing about you. The entire thing about you. You have disgraced his name, disgraced his reputation. The easiest thing that you could be doing right now is providing the fact that you are the right person to be speaking on his behalf. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. There is so much ability to have footage and content and text and proof. Show me the freaking proof that you and Charlie were the bestest of friends, that Charlie didn't despise your opinions privately, that Charlie didn't oust you from Turning Point USA, that you didn't have a good relationship with him in the end, and that you actually have no idea of the inner workings of what was going on in his head and in his heart at the time. Even if you did, I don't think it mattered. But that's what I want to know. Because that seems to be the one topic that you just won't touch. It's just a little bit taboo. And here's some proof, by the way, from somebody on the Turning Point USA board. Interesting, no?
Early on, 2011, 2012, 2013, they were tight. They grew TPUSA like crazy. I was shocked to see her leave until being part of TPUSA. Her theories got just a little bit too down the rabbit holes. It was too extreme for their taste. And Charlie, to his credit, kept a cordial friendship with her for years, but it hasn't been a communication pipeline back and forth between the two for many years. That's why I don't know why we give Candace Owens' assessment any weight at all.
You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Candace Owens?
In person?
Yeah.
2015,
Oh,
2016.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. No,
When's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not in many years.
Okay.
But
So let's,
you don't
without
have to do
even
this,
being
Adam.
biased,
There's
Candace even involved
there's
in Charlie Kirk's life at all?
no question proof that Candace Owens has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world. What I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's
And
not.
now she's not even invited.
Correct. So this is
So,
their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited meaning
She's not even there.
Yeah, she's not
there.
one of the names that
Wait, you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean
not the
heir,
funeral.
the heir to
I'm
the
saying
TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean, Erica.
That's a reason
Erica
for that.
Kirk. I mean,
What is Erica Kirk's relationship with Candace at this point?
Is
there a relationship?
I don't think so.
Why do you not think so?
Because I live in this world.
Okay.
I live in
You
this.
know
I
this
mean,
world. Tell us.
I don't see them together. I don't think. I think Candace has created a lane for herself. That's it's her own lane. She wants to go after Macron's husband or wife or whatever you want to call him. She wants. I agree that I think it's cheap that she is sparking this up like she knows something between something happened between Ackman and Charlie. For what reason?
Here's what I would say. To me,
Money.
I'm willing to bet everything on the fact that Charlie and Candace were not best friends at the end. Maybe cordial at least, but they were not best friends. Candace pretending, number one, that she isn't implying that the Zionists are behind the murder and the control of America, that she is Charlie's best friend and she can speak on his behalf, that she doesn't need to provide any sort of receipts for it because it's just so obvious. It's just so factual. Everybody knows that it's true. it's a joke and it's embarrassing and everyone needs to call her out. She's not the spokesperson for Charlie, and she has become. As if she is the person. Why isn't she at the event? Why isn't she speaking? Why isn't she the person being given the Turning Point USA torch? That would make sense. She started it. She founded it. It's all lies. She's using this platform specifically for her own gain, for her own manipulation. It's clear as day. And to move forward her own personal ambitions, which is to hate on the Zionists as much as possible. She wants to hate on the Jews, hate on us as much as she can. And she is using and abusing Charlie's death to it. I think Charlie's turning in his grave because of this. I think Erica literally doesn't know how to handle this. I think the whole thing is a total disgrace. I mean, look at Tucker, who's totally anti-Israel and anti-Zionist and happy to say constantly how, you know, him and Charlie, he thinks that Charlie was going through a transformation. Great. But he's not making this about him. Candace is. It's revolting and it's despicable, and it's time that all of us call her out for it in the way that it should be. Thank you for your attention to this matter.